How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a lovely day. So, I do realize the irony of the situation here. Okay, I know. I just made the video about I'm gonna change the direction of this channel, and now we're back making reaction content. What a reactionary. But but anyway. Recently, there were a lot of people yapping about HarmonyOS, because they released a HarmonyOS powered PC or laptop, I think. Which I don't understand what's so hyped about that. Like, okay, so a lot of people are yapping about, Huawei is replacing Microsoft. I mean, I guess it'd be really cool if they actually did that and making HarmonyOS installable on I don't know, any x86 machine. But as far as I know, that's not what they've done. They just made a new desktop UI, and I think their laptops are powered by an ARM chip. So, everything is proprietary, and you can't even install that on your device. So, how is that a replacement to Windows? But anyway, I digress. If it's still Android, it's Android on desktop. I won't necessarily think it's a stupid idea. I definitely would want to see more Android desktops, or laptops, sorry. I would definitely like to see that. But the problem with that is most Android apps are not very optimized for that form factor. And but I guess we will see. Google has made an announcement about basically making Android the new Chrome OS, which I think is really stupid. I don't know why the entire world has gone down this stupid route of making everything. But anyway, it seems like there are a lot of hypes about this. It really seems like there are a lot of hypes about this. Actually, I just watched a video about why Huawei is making the comeback. I won't necessarily disagree with that analysis, but I think the biggest problem with Huawei is actually how do I say that? When I was a kid, you definitely have heard less of that in recent years. But when I was a kid, there was a very prevalent narrative in the People's Republic, and that's the idea that China is lacking behind. It's 10 years lacking behind, or 5 years, I forgot. And the idea is, China will be forever 5 years behind. Which I think in this case, I won't necessarily say that's always the case. For example, DeepSeek has been a relatively successful product. It's decent. I haven't personally used it, but it's decent. Quan is okay. It's not the worst model out there. It has less censorship when it comes to certain topics. It will happily tell you how to make a bomb, which Gemma nor Llama would do. But anyway, but we're not talking about artificial intelligence, right? We're talking about mobile operating system. What's the biggest trend in the past, I won't say decade, but the biggest trend in the past 5 years when it comes to mobile app development is not doing it. Not doing actual native mobile app development. We've got React Native, we've got what is the other one? Flutter, right? Those are the two big ones, and Microsoft had their own. And today, pretty much none of the popular apps are developed entirely for one platform. It's already a thing in the past people have stopped doing fucking native development for almost a decade now. Almost a decade now. And that is even worse on the desktop. Like the desktop app development is just crazy. Like everyone is just downloading an entire hacking web browser to do their app development. And you know what I see in this like HarmonyOS? And people sharing about the existence of this. My opinion is nobody cares. Like even if Google released the new operating system like Private Fuchsia, or Microsoft made a new operating system or whatever, no one cares now. No one cares now because the future is everything will just be done in the hacking web browser. I guess that's why they chose JavaScript. But the problem with that is the same problem as most of the modern issues. It's fucking JavaScript. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why would people want a new platform, especially when the only thing that's being offered by this new platform is it's ETS, extended TypeScript. It's not just TypeScript, it's fucking what? Up your app development game in JavaScript or extended TypeScript. What? Like no one do this anymore. Like it would be so much more interesting if Huawei was saying, hey, you know what? We made like a new React Native bundle. We made like a new React Native library. We made like a new Flutter widget library. That would be really cool, right? You will have like very mature kind of you'll have like a very mature ecosystem. And you will also have like a very good development experience. The problem with HarmonyOS is it's absolutely abysmal trying to develop on it. I tried to do that like last year because I think it would be a really fun idea to explore. And also there was definitely, you know, the idea that the West has fallen, billions must die. So like, yeah, I was thinking like, yeah, maybe, what the fuck? Dude. This is how you know people haven't been like paying attention to this for like years. Like, do you really think like some tech company who can't even update their websites is like doing well? I don't think Huawei's doing well, to be honest. I would like them to do well. Don't get me wrong, I would definitely like them to do well, but they're not doing well. And developing their own platform is not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. I guess the only good thing about that from the selling point perspective is you get like what? More nationalism? That seems to be the only thing that you can get out of that. But if you actually want to solve technical problems, if you actually want to improve user experience, developing a new operating system isn't that, especially when the new operating system is literally just doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, but worse. Because you're writing your entire UI in fucking JavaScript. I still cannot believe like they choose JavaScript as their like flagship. Actually, how do you, I forgot how to even do the development of this. This is like, oh my god, hold on, where is it? Like this is, wait, where's, do we have like a SDK? Development? Do you have like SDK? I actually kind of want to I forgot what's the... Oh yeah, fucking equals to. This one is incredibly scuffed. This is so scuffed. It's a fork of the JetBrains IDE. I believe this is a fork of the Android Studio, which is fine. But the problem is, it seems like they've built their entire tech stack around the studio, and as a result, you can't just use your own editor. You can't say use VS Code, nor if you want to vibe coding. It seems like they are also like adding support for vibe coding, but like, and let's be real, you want to use cursor to vibe coding, right? But like, you can't use cursor as far as I can tell. It just seems like they're spreading themselves incredibly thin for no reason. And what's the code? So this is what the code looks like. Oh my god, this is so cursed. Oh, so it's not even... Oh my god, it's not even TSX. It's... What? Entity ability... Oh my god, Jesus Christ. They're literally using JavaScript to replace Java. Like... I don't know. I do not think they solved any technical issue. This looks like... This is just create, destroy. This is not declarative. This is just literally the same thing as Android, right? This is pretty much how you do Android development. And they're still... Oh my god, they're still doing view model view. That's crazy. But anyway, oh yeah, going back. When I was a kid, there was definitely the idea that China is always lagging behind. It's like lagging behind like 5 years. I think in this particular case, it is true. Like, the rest of the world has moved away from this kind of development. And honestly, I don't think there's any value in doing this. Like, it would be really cool if this Arc UI thing is also available on, say, Android or Windows. And it's like a new cross-platform development SDK, right? And you can just write once, run everywhere. But this one is like HarmonyOS exclusive. So basically, if you want to do HarmonyOS development, you can't use React Native. You can't use like Android, the JetBrains Composer or whatever. You have to use this, like the quote-unquote native HarmonyOS development. You have to use this. And it's also not React, by the way, because it's not even real JavaScript. It's like their fake JavaScript. So, like, there's literally no ecosystem. Like, people have moved past that. Like, even Microsoft is not doing that anymore. The Windows Start menu is written in React Native because the world has moved past the idea that, each native platform will have their native thing. Because, like, it's a solved problem. Like, UI development, dare I say, is a solved problem. Mobile UI development, we've moved way past the old days of fucking iOS development where there was no standard. We didn't even know how to interact with the screen. We've moved past that, and these days pretty much everything is the same. It does mean that the mobile app looks like ass, but like, it is what it is. And honestly, I don't see anyone would want to do that. Like, and the pinnacle of stupidity, right, when it comes to this, is it's JavaScript. It's slow as fuck. And you can't even have the biggest benefit of JavaScript, which is reusable UI across platforms. you cannot use this thing anywhere. It's not like you can just compile it to a web page like React Native. You cannot do that. You cannot run it on Android because Huawei intentionally made HarmonyOS not Android, which is the single stupidest thing out there. I do not understand. Like, hot take. I think it's totally justified for them to just fork Android, or not even forking Android, right? Just patch Android and call that thing their own. But it's actually just Android, and every app that you have is perfectly compatible with Android. I'm fine with that because it is something that a lot of people do. Like Google forked Linux and called Android, right? Apple forked OpenBSD and called it XNew, right? Like, it's fine. People do that. But the stupid thing about this approach is you're not solving any problem. Like, it's not like Huawei was banned from using AOSP. They're not. They're just banned from GMS. So you can just develop your own GMS alternative, which literally every single Chinese company had. Like, Xiaomi has their own GMS alternative because Google is not available in China. So, like, literally every single Chinese company has that. But no one calls it an operating system. And no one wants to intentionally make, like, a new SDK, which is only usable on that platform and not Android. Like, okay, let's just say hypothetically we're like anti-West and anti-whatever. Like, this shit doesn't even run on other Chinese phones. It only runs on Huawei phones. It's retarded. Like, you can't run this on like a Xiaomi phone. You can't do that. What's the fucking point? I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe this is like some like 6,000 IQ galaxy brain move. But I don't get it. And honestly, I think this is more... I actually don't even know what's so special about their new desktop. Like, the new desktop, as far as I can tell, is literally just Android. I don't even think they have like proper Linux support. It's just Android. And I don't even think it has a proper browser. Yeah, it only has the shitty web view. You can't even install your own extensions. Like even iPad, iOS, the wall gardens can have extensions now, but I don't think you can do that with Huawei. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I have to rant about this. I had a friend back in high school. This is like way back in the day, back when I was still kid. When I was still a kid, when I was still happy, when the world was still all about globalism and like humankind working together, holding hands for a better future, not this like shitty everyone just throwing poops at each other. Like, back in my days, back when the world was not like literally burning, I had a friend who was using the MatePad as her only laptop, basically. And she was using it like super pro. She's like multitasking on it. She's web browsing on it. She had a mouse and keyboard. I never quite get it. Because in my opinion, it's just fucking weird trying to click a UI designed for a phone. It doesn't work well. It never worked. I don't think it ever will. I don't know why people are so obsessed with the idea of like having to force all of those formats together. I don't get it. I thought Windows 8 has proven everybody wrong, but I guess maybe I'm the crazy one here. But anyway, so she was using that as her main computer. And when I saw the release whatever notes, the keynotes from Huawei. I was like, don't you guys have that for like the longest time? I know the dock thing is maybe new. They had like a new, making the dock looks more like iOS, Mac OS, sorry. But like, other than that, it's literally the same thing. It's nothing new. I don't know why it's a game changer. Again, it could be. Huawei's a big ass company. If they didn't spend resources on this stupid shit, but actually, like, making, cross-platform. Here's the thing. There isn't a Chinese version of React Native. There is a Chinese version of React, and it's called ICE. But there isn't a Chinese alternative for React Native. Would it be really cool if Huawei can make one? But they didn't. There isn't a Chinese version of Flutter because I don't know. Honestly, people don't need, like, we don't need 2 Flutters and 2 React Natives. But I mean, if we have 2 React, if there's a React of China, why can't we have a, like, React Native of China? I don't get it. I don't get it. It could be much cooler if they like open source it so that there's like an open source version of it. Oh, actually, speaking of which, HMS would be really nice and really cool if they actually make it the standard. But it's not a standard. Like, I'm pretty sure Xiaomi devices can't access HMS. Huawei is still keeping that. I do not understand why the hell would you want to keep your SDK a secret or something private. Like, that is so stupid. Why wouldn't you want to allow your operating system to be installed on other devices? Like, again, you cannot install this thing on any other device. You can't install HarmonyOS on the Xiaomi phone. You can't install HarmonyOS on the regular computer. You can't. And Huawei is not letting you to do that. They're trying to be Apple. And people are buying it. I don't understand why people are buying Apple and why people are buying fucking Huawei. Am I crazy? Like, I don't know. Maybe like wanting your own stuff and want some privacy and private property. Apparently that is maybe that is not communist enough. And for a real communist company like Apple, maybe it's only through companies like Apple and Huawei we can achieve real communism. But this is so stupid. Like, again, like, just from the profitability standpoint, if you already had the technology, why don't you just make it public so that everyone can have access to it, everyone can contribute to it, and like, there isn't a single big open source project coming out of China. Like, I can't think of any, which is kind of weird because there are a lot of Chinese developers on GitHub. They just don't really. It's kind of weird. I just wish there would be like Chinese tech companies that's like actually doing like open source and do it properly. There are like a lot of free Chinese labor because the Chinese tech job market is going down the drain hole right now. It's pretty bad. Things are pretty bad in the People's Republic right now. But the good news is when there are a lot of free programmers laying around, having an open source project means you would be able to harvest those labors. And none of the, as far as I can tell, none of the Chinese tech company is doing that, which is so fucking weird. I don't know why there isn't like an open source culture in the People's Republic. But I digress. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I don't care. it just feels scuffed. It just feels like it feels so backwards. It feels like we're so back. It feels like I'm back in my high school. Seeing people using hacking Android apps on their laptop. Oh yeah, speaking of using phone app on your laptop, macOS is also pretty trash now. Like, I tried a couple of iOS apps that's been ported to macOS. They all sucked. They all super sucked. I don't know why Apple was doing that. It was so fucking stupid. They really should have stopped that. But I digress. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy it and have a nice day. See ya.